What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of My Team Career Mode. Today, we are here for the start of the Belgium Grand Prix here at the Spa-Francorchamps. So, if you guys missed the previous episode, do check that one out, as the British Grand Prix was just a very decent race. As right now we are at the mid-table of the R&D chart, so we definitely have improved a lot, and there is a lot of scope for improvement. And we are doing some more R&D upgrades in this race so that we can at least get some more points and improve them upon in the next race, which will be at the Dutch Grand Prix and then at the Italian Grand Prix. So let's head to this Belgium circuit and let's see what we can achieve here, because this is one of those circuits which is just long, and you get plenty of opportunities to make an overtake if you are just playing your cards well. So it will be a dry race, so we need not worry about any wet weather setups, and that is the reason why I'm going for some aggressiveness in my setup. So we'll be going for some less downforce, and we will try to be as smooth as possible in the straight line. And I think that is the key, because that is what is needed here. As in the Q1 session we go P6, so definitely we have improved a lot, as the setup changes has definitely made an improvement. And right now in the Q2 session, you can see in our first banker lap in which we are doing, so it was a decent lap, I would say. But since it was a banker lap with the old tires, we go P10, and it was decent enough to go into Q3 session. So finally we are in Q3. Yes, guys, finally we have made into Q3 in the season 3 of my team career, and hopefully this will be the start of the new improved things of our my team. So let's see what we can do. And in the Q3 session, obviously it will be a different thing, because the top 9 contenders are superior cars to us, so we have to just play our cards well, and we finish in P10. So we were at least 3 tenths behind the slowest car, which shows that there is a lot of scope for improvement in the upcoming races, and hopefully these R&D upgrades will definitely prove an advantage to us, as we'll be going for the medium to hard strategy, and we'll be using at least 2 laps of fuel, because I do not want to get suffered because of lap of fuel, as we are in P9 and our teammate is in P10. So a very good qualifying session for both, as it is 5 red lights, and away we go for the start of the Belgium Grand Prix here at Spa-Francorchamps. And let's see what we can achieve in this race, as we just lost 2 positions, and again we just go down the inside of a couple of cars, and Russell is now just behind us, and we have to just be careful with the collision with Perez, otherwise we might lose our front wing, which is definitely not what is desirable here at the lap 1 itself. So fortunately it was just a minor collision, and it did not give us any significant damage. And GG's to racing, as this is how hard racing will be at the Belgium Grand Prix, so we have to take into consideration. As you can see, the straight line speed of Russell and Verstappen is just immense, so they are just going too wide behind us, and we were just sandwiched between the Mercedes and Red Bull. Fortunately, they did not just collide with us and did not give us a spinella, and so we have to be careful with our moves as we send one down the inside of Gasly and make the move stick. So one Alpine has been overtaken, and now Checo Perez is in front of us, and I was thinking of making a move at this no names corner, but because Checo Perez just defended the corner well, so I couldn't go for the gap there. And hopefully in the upcoming laps we'll be able to make some moves and move up the order in this race, as right now we're at P7 position and there is a lot of scope of improvement. I'm targeting that at least we will be able to get P5, and for that reason I have to just maintain my composure and do lap after lap of great pace, because qualifying pace was strong as we send one down the inside of Checo Perez and make the move stick. So Checo Perez just left off enough of space for us to make the move, and we were able to just gain the advantage from him. And you can see here Gasly again just overtakes us at the Camel Straight. So the Alpine definitely has some superior straight line speed, and obviously they are our contenders in the R&D chart also, because they are just near to us in the R&D chart. So definitely we'll be having some similar level of performance, and we have to take that into consideration, as we just again make the move on Gasly, and now Checo Perez is in front of us. So we are thinking that whether we can make a move at this left hand, but we couldn't as we were too far away, and I do not want to make any risky moves, as DRS now gets enabled, which gives us another dose of opportunity to make a move at the Camel Straight. But let's see whether our Mercedes powertrain can compare with the Red Bull powertrain. So we will have to play our cards well, as right now again in this right section of the sector 2, you can see we are just trying to go around the outside at Checo Perez, and we make the move stick. So Perez just left enough of room for us to go down the inside, and it was a GG race for us, as our engineer earlier told that Checo Perez is suffering from some mechanical issues, so definitely he is not able to utilize the full potential of his car, and for that is the reason why Checo Perez might be slow in the upcoming laps, as he just went ahead of us in the Camel Straight, but again we just closed the door at the apex of the corner and made the move stick. So definitely good racing between me and Perez, and hopefully we'll be able to come up in this race and claimed to the P6 position. So here at the end of lap 5, you can see we were ahead of Checo Perez and Norris is 3 seconds in front of us, and our tires were just going off. You can see we were having some tank slappers, and maybe this was because of the fact that we went too aggressive with the setup, and we also went purple in the sector 2. So we definitely have some straight line speed, as Joe Gonyu just got DNF'd here at the Belgium Grand Prix. So Joe Gonyu is not having a decent season with the Aston Martin because I think this is his fourth failure of the engine. So definitely his reliability issues is just causing him too much of trouble, as we also get some issue of DRS failure. So our DRS is stuck close and we cannot open the DRS for some laps, and it gets rectified in the lap 9, and I thought that maybe I should pit at the end of this lap because I want to do some undercut, because Norris is 5 seconds in front of us and it is difficult to catch Norris with our old tires, which are already almost 50% tire wear. So I just went into the pits and go for a set of hard tires so that we can make the undercut work and be able to just undercut a lot of other teams and gain on to some positions at the end of this race. So let's see how these things turn out in the upcoming laps. As at the end of lap 10, you can see many of the cars are in the pits, as Albon is in the pits, so we just undercut him also, and Magnussen and the likes of Ocon. So we just undercut at least 3 cars and we are at P14 position right now at the start of the lap 11. And now Latifi is in front of us, and we are just trying to catch Latifi as soon as possible, because obviously we have to gain some track position and make the undercut work. And we also have to use the freshness of our hard tires, though they are not at the optimum temperature, but still we have to utilize whatever the tire grip we have in this sector 3 of this Belgium Grand Prix. As you can see, we just went purple in the sector 2, so we definitely have some good pace in the sector 2. It is in the sector 3 only where the straight line speed of the other teams is too high for us to make any moves, and for that is the reason why I just stayed behind Latifi and did not risk to make some stupid moves which just may make us lose our front wing. And Latifi goes into the pit, so thank you for giving the DRS, Latifi. And as we get some free DRS here at this lap, and we also had a bit of tank slapper at the ultimate turn because we are just using 2 less of downforce at the rear wing. So that is the reason why we were having some occasional tank slappers, but we were able to control it. As right now Verstappen is in front of us, so I think the undercut has worked, but it is still too early to say, as we get a yellow flag. So I think someone has got DNF. It looks like it is a Red Bull, yeah. So Checo Perez gets DNF'd here at the Belgium Grand Prix, as our engineer earlier told that he is suffering some mechanical issues. So definitely the engine has blown up. So a disappointing Grand Prix for the Checo Perez, and hopefully he'll be able to turn around the things in the next Grand Prix, which will be the Dutch, which will be Max Verstappen's home race. So definitely a Grand Prix to look forward to, as Norris and Verstappen are in front of us and they're squabbling a bit for the places. And I thought that this may give us an opportunity to make a move if any incident occurs in front of us, but they were too clean in the racing and nothing of an incident happened, and we are just cruising here at the lap 15, just utilizing the potential of our tire and trying to just get as close as possible to Lando Norris and Verstappen in front of us. And for that is the reason why we were having some tank slappers at the ultimate turn. And here at the lap 20, you can see we are just closing too much, but still it is nowhere close to catch Norris and Verstappen. So these are all quali laps I'm doing, because I was just trying too hard to get in front of us, but they have switched on their OP mode. So now they're OP and they're gaining 1.5 to 2 seconds per lap in front of us. So I would say this was a good Grand Prix. At least we made it to the Q3 session and we are able to finish in P7 at least. So I would say this is a good recovery drive, and definitely Alonso has helped us, because in the practice sessions he's gaining so much of R&D points, which is helping improve our car. And definitely those R&D upgrades have shown in just improving our car too much, and hopefully in the upcoming races we'll be able to gain more points, as Fernando Alonso is P10, so definitely he's gaining 1 point and we are at P7. So definitely points are on the table here at the Belgium Grand Prix, and we will be moving up the order in the constructors chart and also in the drivers championship. So definitely this is a lot better Grand Prix compared to the earlier seasons. So we finish in P7 and Charles Leclerc wins the Belgium Grand Prix, whereas Max Verstappen gets the driver of the day. So GG's to Red Bull and Ferrari, as Ferrari get 1-2, so definitely a lot of points for them. As we finish in P7, our teammate is in P10. So definitely a lot of points has been scored by us in this race, as we go up in the Drivers' Championship to P10 and our teammate goes into P16. And in the constructors, we are at P6, just behind Alpine and just ahead of AlphaTauri. So definitely a very good Grand Prix, I would say. One of the best races I have played, and hopefully we will able to get some more cash as we just renew our sponsorship and gain some new sponsorships from Achieve. And this is how our car looks like with the new stickers. And thank you guys for watching this video, and do like and hit subscribe for daily F122 content, and we will meet you again in the next video, which will be at the Dutch Grand Prix. So till then, peace.